Welcome to episode 103 of The Endless Stream. I'm Aidan, and this week the episode is Brian and Kevin because I was away and I left them to their own devices. So, I don't know what's going to happen in this episode. We're going to find out together. I'm sure they're going to talk a whole lot of nerd stuff, and I'm sure they're just going to be overall complimentary about me and my podcasting ability. If you enjoy what you hear, please consider subscribing to the podcast, heading over to iTunes and Spotify, rating, reviewing, liking, subscribing. All of those good things really help the podcast out. On top of that, you can head to Instagram at The Endless Cast on Instagram, where we put up artwork to go with each episode and clips also. That's a good place for you to send us a comment, to reply to some of the stuff we're watching. Tell us you agree, tell us you disagree, suggest something for us to watch, you can do that there. Or you can send us an email at theendlesscast@gmail.com. And same thing, you can suggest things for us to watch, disagree with us, agree with us, just say really nice things to us. It's a great way to get in touch. Email, the way of the future. All of that being said, let's get into the episode.
Actually, is that working? Yes, it's working. Oh God.
No.
Sorry.
Welcome to the big sneeze.
The big sneeze. This week on the big sneeze.
This week, the struggle is real.
The struggle is real. How's your struggle, Brian?
You know.
Struggling?
I mean, yeah, no. You know?
Yeah, no. Life's a struggle.
Life is a struggle.
Life is pain.
And if it wasn't a struggle, you'd be dead.
Exactly.
You know?
And what's the best thing to do with your struggles in this festive season?
Share them.
Pardon?
Share them.
Make other
people's problems your own.
No, it's St. Patrick's Day. You drown your troubles.
Make your problems
make your people your problems. Oh no, that is my problem. Oh, I'm ahead of the game. For once, I'm ahead of the class.
There you go. Happy Paddys Day.
Happy, or as it's also pronounced, Paddys Day.
No.
Happy Paddys Day.
No. Nope. Wrong. Incorrect.
We had a lovely gentleman in work.
Retract that statement. Take it back.
I retract it. We had a lovely gentleman in work, also called Kevin, an American gentleman who was getting a beautiful tattoo by one of my colleagues, Emmanuel, and he was an American guy, and he asked me like he was just like, oh, like, you have any Paddy Day plans? And I was just like, no, and he was just like, okay, great, and he's just like, can I say that? And I was like, what? And he's like, Paddy's Day, and I was like, yes. I was like, Paddy's Day is fine. Patty's Day is wrong. And he was just like, okay. He's like, I knew that. I think I knew that. I just didn't want to be offensive. And it's just like, you're not mad. I like Irish are pretty thick skinned, you know. But like, it's like, I saw a video today and it was of like a girl kind of, I can't think of her TikTok name, but she was just kind of doing like, oh, hi, I'm Irish, or hi, I'm over from America, and it's good to be here and stuff. And she was just like, I'll fucking wrap your head around that pole if you say you're right, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, I don't really get that kind of aggro, because at the end of the day, like, culture is important to people.
I completely
kind of
get
like
people.
Whatever they identify as, it's their business. Yeah.
Especially it's like, not that long ago, you know?
Dude, I always say, and I explained it to someone the other day in work, it's like, if you're Irish, and you had to move over to America because of colonialism and the genocide in Ireland, aka the famine, right? You're over there. You're also probably with an Irish person. Like, your partner is probably like another Irish individual, you know. You're over in America to start this new life. You have children. You're telling those children, like, you're from Meath, you know. Your parents are from Meath, and like, that person then grows up to also probably find a partner that's also Irish, because they're kind of told, like, you know, your community of people here are Irish, you know, and that just goes on. And for generations, those people are like, no, like, your grandparents were from Meath. And then the next person would be like, no, your great grandparents were from Meath. And now it's just like, your great grandparents were from Meath. And it's like, yeah, they identify as Irish because they've been told their whole lives they're Irish. Yeah. It's been a trickle down generational thing. Yeah, it's identity. And like, America's a melting pot of culture, but it doesn't have its own culture in that sense. So it's the way they have it is by kind of like, because they're all settlers, right?
Yeah, as in, like, settled Americans don't have yeah.
Yeah. Native Americans 100% do,
I know,
and I
I
love
know,
Native
yeah.
American culture.
Yeah.
And you're fully aware. I love that stuff. But you know what I mean? Like Americans.
Yeah.
When I say Americans, I'm talking about like not the Native Americans. You know,
Yeah.
because they have an incredible culture. But that's it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I don't begrudge them for saying it. It's like it's what they feel enamored by, man. It's like it's what it's important to them.
If I took up roots, move somewhere else, as you know, as much as there's things about like this society and culture and stuff that I don't like, it's still the story.
Yours.
Yeah, it's still the story I tell myself about myself in my head.
Yeah, that's of course.
Even the things that I don't like about maybe Irish culture.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Absolutely.
Still define me, because I'm like I'm not those parts, but I'm still what's left, And
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, as much as you might like adapt or kind of adopt parts then of your new culture, it's still kind of what you feel, and of course you're gonna maybe not even intentionally, but like you couldn't help but like pass that on and teach that.
Yeah, of course, dude. Like
because it's your sense of humor, it's everything. So,
but if you exactly, it's so look. It's so essential to anybody's identity. It can be because there's plenty of Americans who don't identify as any particular nation outside of America. It's not every American, but like you think about it, dude. If you had a child, if you and your partner moved to America and had a child, you'd be telling that kid like, oh, you wouldn't think that kid's American. You'd be thinking like that kid's Irish.
Yeah.
Anyways, so all of our Yankee doodles that are listening.
It's a D. It's a double D. It's not.
It's a double D. It's Paddy's Day. Yeah, fucks. No, we love you, baby. But how are you getting on, Brian? This St. Patrick's Day. Have you got plans?
No.
No, nor do I.
No plans.
No, I used to kind of do a lot more to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but then I suppose COVID kind of the last St. Patrick's Day I had was amazing, and then COVID kind of, sorted out, and now this year I
was usually working
packing
for a lot of it.
Oh yeah, fair. So you worked in Paris for years, yeah. Now that will definitely suck the fun out for you.
Yeah, it depended. It could be fun as well. If the place was organized,
hindsight.
Yeah, if the place was organized, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
You'd be run off your feet for 12, 14, 16 hours, whatever it was. But
for like a week.
Yeah, but it depended on the place you're working with. Then depends on is your manager a cunt?
Jesus. We don't say the C word.
I can say that word because I know women and I'm friends with women.
Oh yes, okay. My mother's a woman. Fair.
Yeah, they don't mind me saying it, so.
I was actually trapped in a woman's body before I was born.
Do you want to talk about that?
Not particularly.
No. Traumatizing.
Yes, I do have some
forcefully removed, evicted.
Trauma. Evicted. Yes.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. But sure,
it's not your fault though.
It happens to everyone.
It's not your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
Do you know what? Also, is not my fault.
Dude,
Zack Snyder coming back to the DCEU.
He's not.
It's not my fault. Brian, I told you before. It's not my fault.
But he's not though.
I didn't even do anything to it.
But he's not.
What is it?
I think he's got an event called SnyderCon.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we really should make more of an effort to not talk about him because we don't like him, and yet he comes up all the time, and he's everywhere.
I still like Watchmen, and I still like his Dawn of the Dead.
Have you watched Dawn of the Dead recently?
No.
I think you'd see it very differently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it problematic?
It's a little bit.
Oh, no.
A little bit.
Doesn't surprise me. It was a product of its time, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Phil Dunphy was in that.
Was he?
Yep, he's a horrible like real estate solicitor or lawyer guy or something, and he's a bit of a schmuck.
trying to remember. I to be honest, like I liked it as well. I didn't love it, but like I thought it was a thought it was a solid remake when it first came out. And then I rewatched it and I was like, ugh.
The one of them all, like, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe I totally, yeah. Like, I used to love it. I have to admit, like, I did. You know, I don't know what it's like now. I haven't watched it in years, but I did love it. Yeah, so I don't know. It's okay, so it's just going to be him promoting his new.
I think so.
Snyder con.
Yeah, I don't know why he's kind of saying he starts it off with Darkseid. He says something about Darkseid in that promo, doesn't he?
It just says like incoming message from Darkseid or something.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like that, it'd be such a monumental mistake. Like clear house, bring in two people, because like there was the thing. They brought him on as a director, but they gave him so much control over the direction of
the whole
where
thing.
the stuff is going. Where like, and that was one of the criticisms it always had, is that it didn't have this guiding hand like Kevin Feige. Yeah, and now they've brought two people in with a lot of fanfare, a lot of media attention, clearing house. You know, Cavill's not coming back, loads of people not coming back. It'd be such a massive mistake to then bring him back, because it feels, we'll never know the full story, but it feels like I always found it very strange that when he was eventually exiting Justice League, they said it was because of his daughter's death, but she had died like a year prior to that, and it was just strange. I got the impression that they wanted to get rid of him sooner and then couldn't for whatever reason, and then when he eventually left, it was because of a tragedy. But I don't know.
You think that's Hollywood smoke and mirrors?
I don't know. And I don't really want to talk about that too much, because
no, I was going to say it's a pretty hard thing to go through.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Like grief takes however long it takes. You know, you never know.
But I remember that. Yeah, no, absolutely. But it was just strange because I think the news at the time was like, Josh Whedon's taken over, Snyder's out, and it's like, oh wow, he's out. They've gotten rid of him. It's like, and it's because of a personal tragedy. His daughter died. And I was like, oh, that's terrible. I was like, last year. I was like, am I reading this right? It was just weird. It was a weird combination of things. It's like, he's out, Whedon's in. He's not out because of any disagreement. It's because he has a personal tragedy. I was like, oh God, that's terrible. His daughter's committed suicide. But it was last year. Just odd. Yeah. Awful.
But I was going to say, it's interesting though, because we've had like news also this week that James Gunn will officially be directing Superman movies. Mm-hmm. And it's coming out this 5th of July, or it's like coming out, say, the 17th of July 2025 or something, which just so happens to be his father's birthday. And I believe his father just died last year or something like that, you know? And it was just a coincidence. So he's, Tom King, I think, accidentally leaked that he was going to do it. The author, Tom King, accidentally leaked it, and now James Gunn has confirmed it. And also Ben Affleck has come out and said that he's officially not going to do anything with the DCEU because he doesn't like how it's being managed. I wonder, is that a comment to something that maybe with Zack Snyder coming back or being included? Who knows?
Yeah. He just had a horrible time making all of that. And I don't know what was going on there, but
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Who, if Ben Affleck was then like, we'll I would have kept it to the DCEU, but let's broaden it. Let's just make it comics in general. If Ben Affleck was to adapt a comic book superhero and was going to star and direct in it, who would you like it to be?
Really don't know.
I couldn't think. I asked my friend Ben. Shout out to Ben. Ben helped me move a lot yesterday, so I appreciate Ben. Thank you, Ben. But I asked Ben yesterday, and we couldn't think of anything. Really couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of more because, for me anyway, it's just I'm not that interested in
Affleck.
Not even just Affleck, but just like properties out there, you know.
Fair.
There's nothing that I'm kind of like desperate to see on screen with his involvement.
yeah, I just couldn't. I can't think of a superhero that could be cool. There's probably people listening screaming like, "He'd be class at this," but fucking let us know. I can't think of anybody. He's 50 years old. The Rock is 50 years old. He can still do it.
For sure, yeah.
Especially now they have muscle suits and all that shit. Anyways, and half the time they're in CGI and they're stunt actors. So, which again, that's just Hollywood. I'm not begrudging anybody. That's how the movies are made, you know. But yeah, I just can't think of anybody.
Okay, but even if you're forgetting, like, take Affleck out of the equation, what would you really like to see?
That's a good point. Yeah, I really don't know. I would like a Dark Hawk movie. I think it would be great if they did the latest version of it. It's kind of a cool story. A guy with MS finds this, thing that turns him into Dark Hawk. Kind of. Dark Hawk is super lame. Don't get me wrong. Kind of like his name is Dark Hawk, and he's like a space vigilante type of thing.
Space Hawk.
But yeah, Space Hawk. But I fucking
Space Hawk.
I have a few of the comics and stuff. I actually have the entire run from the 90s, and I have his first appearance and his issue 1 graded. But that's mostly why I'd like to see that come out. But no, kind of like maybe something like that, But like kind of the latest Dark Hawk is an Asian character as well, so it wouldn't be Ben Affleck, Because like trust me, the original Dark Hawk is like, they could do it in a James Gunn cameo, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 type of thing, or something like the way they're doing Adam Warlock, they could do a Dark Hawk like that, but I think it'd be better to go with the latest version, the kind of Asian athlete with MS. It's a really good story, yeah, geez, I don't know what superhero properties. It's a really good question, There's comic books I'd like to be seen, but they're not like necessarily Marvel or DC, But yeah, I was going to say something else to you pertaining to this, but I can't remember. Yes.
What was that?
I was going to say something else, but I can't remember.
Something just popped into my head that would be cool in the right director's hands. Because this is the other thing, right? Is especially when you're talking about the more indie comic kind of stuff. What would be the point of seeing that adapted? You'd need, the indie comics tend to be a bit more stylistic, right? And if you're going to adapt it to the big screen, then you should be trying to not just recreate the story, but capture some of that kind of spirit and style and visuals on screen. And there's plenty of directors out there who could do that, but they're not necessarily on the radar. Or when they're given a budget to work with something that size, they're not really given the freedom, Yeah. But I was just thinking, like, there's a manga from the late 80s, early 90s. And it's this really kind of simple story. It'd be kind of like Drive with bounty hunters.
Okay. What's it called?
Gunsmith Cats.
Gunsmith Cats.
And there's a character in it called Bean Bandit. And he's a driver. He's basically Gosling's character from Drive, essentially. It'd be cool to see something like that on the screen. And I think Affleck would be an interesting choice to play Bean. He doesn't really look like him, but I think he could kind of embody the kind of attitude of the guy. That kind of thing.
The vibes.
That'd be kind of cool.
Remember that book I lent you before, Robert Kirkman's The Destroyer?
Yes.
About the older superhero. I'd like to see that. Whether Affleck would be good for it or not, I don't know, but I'd like to see that. I really like that concept, that idea, It's very cool. Gunsling Cats.
Smith.
I'm going to have to check it out. Gunsmith Cats, okay. I'm thinking of something else. What was it? Was there an anime called Gunslingers or something?
Maybe. Gunsmith Cats is about two bounty hunters One is like a driving gun specialist. He's obsessed with cars, obsessed with guns. Her partner is like an explosives expert.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's set in Chicago, and it's definitely problematic. There's some sketchy stuff in there, but the artwork is fantastic.
When you say sketchy, and I'm looking at it, I haven't
Japanese,
seen anything sketchy.
So, yeah.
I was going to say, and it's Japanese based in America, so
yes, you could guess, yeah. But the artwork is superb. The character design is great. The artist, he's well known for. Well, he's well known for his characters, but he's well known for his attention to detail when it comes to cars and guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he does these great action sequences, particularly kind of car chases and stuff. It's just, pages and pages of cool looking cars.
You do love cool looking cars and guns.
Mm-hmm. Sweetenly.
So certainly. Yeah, that's a good question though, Brian. I don't know many properties that I'd love to see on this silver screen. The Goon is for sure one, but I feel like that's coming. Also, rumors. You're good at these things. You've been with the old rumor mill. George Clooney. Any kind of truth do you think?
I think there's maybe some truth in the fact that someone
suggested it and is looking into it,
or that someone was coming back. But yeah, potentially. But then it probably got out of hand, and whether it ever went anywhere, who knows? Like, and it's kind of hard to say because so much stuff has been cut from upcoming films. Who knows what the plans are anymore? I don't think we need it.
No. I think the whole bringing people back now has just been done.
If you're starting fresh, then just
start fresh. Yeah, I think
I don't think we've seen the last of bringing people back, because I think we will see it in Secret Wars, almost definitely.
When I mean bringing people back, I mean like more like say out of the
past franchises and stuff.
Yeah. Like I think that's a little bit.
I think they are going to do that though in Secret Wars.
Yeah. Imagine if Ben Affleck came back as Daredevil. That'd be pretty fucking insane.
I don't think they could. They could pay him enough. I just don't think I think they'll keep some of that money for other stuff. I don't think it would be enough of a.
Imagine if Eric Bana came back as a Hulk.
Moment.
Jesus.
Yeah, but would he be coming back in the same way that Thomas Hayden Church came back for Sandman?
Yeah.
It'd be a couple of lines of dialogue that he recorded over one afternoon, and then the rest is all CGI, and they've just gotten permission to reuse his likeness or something.
Yeah, didn't they reuse some material from?
They did.
Spider-Man tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here, look. The thing is, it
worked.
That's the world we live in. Yeah, what?
It worked. So
yeah, who cares? Yeah.
There's a rumor that Evans is going to be back for a Nomad TV show, but I just don't see that happening. I could see him coming back for a film cameo in Secret Wars or something. I couldn't see him coming back for a series.
But he's an old man now.
It would be about him returning the.
God, imagine if they just did a series of Chris Evans, and they just had him as Joe Biden pretty much, and it was just boring old man Chris.
No, there's a rumor that there's going to be a Nomad TV show.
Yes, there is a rumor. I saw that,
but I can't see that happening.
You're pretty good in the old rumor rooms. What's all that Reddit drama this week?
There was a subreddit dedicated to spoilers. So leaks
for Marvel movies.
For Marvel
movies. Have you frequented that subreddit before?
Oh yeah.
That's where you get some of your reliable information.
Oh yeah, and a lot of it's from verified sources. Yeah.
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah. So months ago, was it months ago? It was before Ant-Man came out. Entire kind of bits of dialogue from scenes and stuff somebody posted to that subreddit, and Disney went after it. Now the sub no longer exists, They got it. I don't even know if
And
they got it shut down, but it was more the fact that Disney started talking about setting their legal team after it. So the people involved were just like, okay, we're done.
Yeah. Well, fair.
Close it.
Do you think that stuff ever impacted the movies? Like, oh, this got leaked, so we're going to change it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. I think anybody who would read dialogue and go, that sounds shit, I'm not going to see it, was probably looking for an excuse to not go.
Yeah, I know. They just want to hit on it. Yeah. I get you.
I don't think it has that much of an effect. Because
Still the best MCU movie.
Such a wasted opportunity.
Sure, look. A lot of the ones lately have been. I think Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2, and Ant-Man have been weak. I think Shang-Chi, The Eternals, and
Werewolf.
that was it, wasn't it? I know there was Black Widow, but
Are we talking about films or just everything released?
just post Endgame.
Just films, although we're not including
Yes.
Moon Knight and Werewolf.
Not including the TV shows, just the movies, say.
Yeah.
It's been Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Love and Thunder, Black Panther, and Ant-Man. That's right?
I think
Has it been more?
Spider-Man probably counts.
Oh, Spider-Man does count. Sorry, Spider-Man does count. Yeah, so of course Spider-Man does count, buddy. Sorry, I just forgot it. Oh, Doctor Strange, that counts as well. I didn't hate Doctor Strange though. Doctor Strange was more entertaining.
I didn't hate it, but it's just very,
Meh.
just very forgettable.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Just forgettable. Not even bad. Just like I watched it.
Didn't resonate. Doesn't resonate enough.
Yeah, just I kind of left the cinema and I was just like, it was gone. It was.
But so I would say out of the latest batch post Endgame, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, Eternals are my top ones.
Yeah.
Then Ant-Man, which doesn't say a lot.
Yeah.
And then Black Panther. Black Panther because of Namor.
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow. I think Love and Thunder might be on my least.
What a crushing disappointment that was.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just they lean too much into it, didn't they?
I think that's part of it. But I think part of it as well, though. I couldn't really say it without people, thinking I was like being a contrarian or like drawing a lot of kind of flack. But Ragnarok is okay. I like it. I enjoyed it, but it's not. People, I think, expected too much from Waititi.
Yeah,
I think there's just a lot. It gets by on a lot of charm, but a lot of it, like it's just fine. It's fine. It's fun, but it's quite fluffy.
I really like it,
and I'm not surprised that Love and Thunder kind of turned out the way it did, based on what Ragnarok is. It's kind of like how I feel with Guardians. The second one is terrible, and I think people are kind of blinded by the first one, but the first one itself isn't all that great. But it just has this place in people's hearts and the position in the MCU. But I think there's a lot of soundtrack telling you, you're having a good time. This is great. You're enjoying this. This is very good. This is like, if you just, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't love it.
You don't like Ragnarok?
No, Ragnarok's fine, but like I think, people like insisting it's the best thing that they've made. It's just like, it's far from,
Oh, I don't think it's the best thing they made. Is it? But is it even the best Thor movie? It's probably the best Thor movie. To be fair.
It got a lot right. It got a lot right. I
do
prefer. I definitely prefer to Guardians.
Okay, I prefer it than the second Thor movie. The second Thor movie wasn't terrible.
It has stuff in it that it's frustrating. It has stuff in it that kind of works and
doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next for Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, is the next one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's out in a couple of weeks.
I thought it was kind of more summer. No?
Maybe it's more summer. No, you could be right. Oh, Shazam is out now, actually. Isn't
Shazam's
it?
out today.
Yeah.
Are you going to go see it?
Am I going to go see it, dude? I don't know if I saw the first one in the cinema. I don't think I did. Will I go see Shazam? There's a small chance I might, right? But like, I just don't really want to go see loads and loads of CGI, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, and it looks super CGI heavy, and it's just like, I want, like, okay, I think one of my frustrations with like the likes of Shazam and then just comic book movies as a whole, and don't get me wrong, Helen Mirren is a boss. Like, I love Helen Mirren. I think you're probably aware of that. I think she's great, but it's like you know, the heroes are established. The superheroes are heavily established in all these things. You know, give us better villains. I'm going to see, at this stage, I'm going to see these movies for the villains. Do you feel the same?
Kind of, yeah. Like, I feel like when I'm definitely less hyped for something when the villain is less interesting, you know?
Yeah, because that devil guy in Black Adam.
Yeah. I mean, the director of Fury of the Gods is the same as the first one. And I think he did a good job on the first one.
I really like the first one. So I'm open to it. I'm open to it.
I might check it out.
Yeah, fair. I love, though, like, some of my friends don't like it because it's the most Marvel DCU movie.
Right.
And it's just like, I like it because it's the most Marvel DCU movie or DCU or whatever. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, I liked it. So I did like the first one. So I'll be interested in seeing the second one, I guess. Maybe I will go to cinema, Brian. I feel if you're saying that you might go, I could be persuaded.
Yeah. I kind of won't make plans to. I think you should.
Yes.
I mean, if you like the first one, I think you should go see it because it's the same director.
Fair.
You love Zachary.
I know, I do love Zachary, but then I'm sad to hear the things that he says. But you just have to bloody.
What did he say?
So, okay, whatever about vaccines and stuff.
Did he
that's your
get
business.
kind of misunderstood? But you go ahead, and I kind of
Well, whatever about vaccines at your business. I think he said something about vaccines, but I'm not too sure. But I think the whole vaccine thing, to be honest, for myself, I'm very much obviously pro-vaccine.
I think he was being more. I don't know. I saw people kind of suggesting that he was being more kind of anti-big pharma as opposed to being anti-vaccine.
But see, I read the tweet and I was just like, yeah, everybody should be anti-big pharma.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought, you know, because I am anti-big pharma, anti-big fucking corporation, all that bullshit, praise Disney. But it's like, yeah, but like I read that and I thought like, well, that just sounds like he's anti-pharma. I you know, if someone's anti-vaccines, it's like at the end of the day, dude, that's their business, agency over your own body and all that bullshit. Or not bullshit, Jesus, I shouldn't say that, but all that stuff, you know. But you know what I mean? No, but you know what I mean? Like,
know what you mean.
I can't say what people to do with their business. That's their business. Obviously, don't preach, you know, your stuff because that's your business or whatever. But like, you know, people say here, look, I'm not talking shy. People say stupid shit all the time. Levy's thing about big pharma, I perceived it as when I read it, I was just like, well, I don't see that as necessarily anti-vax. I see it more as anti-pharma, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Should we have Aiden weigh in on this? Aiden's right here.
Oh my God.
Aiden's here. Yeah, he's right here. Oh, nope. Sorry. My mistake. It's not Aiden. It's just a toilet roll with a Sharpie frowny face. I mistook for Aiden, but...
That's not Aiden.
It's not Aiden. I thought it was.
Uncanny.
It's just a toilet roll.
You're telling me that's a toilet roll
with
a
frowny face Sharpie
on it.
Yeah, but I thought it was Aiden. He's still gonna weigh in though. Amazing.
Oh, look,
when he's right, he's right.
Yeah.
When he's right, he's right.
When he's right, he's right. Yeah.
That is some sterling contribution from a toilet roll there.
Yeah, well,
just taking up Aiden's role in the podcast.
Like, I don't know. It's I can't keep up with who's saying what and what's going on.
And don't bother.
Don't unless it's you know, inherently outrageous.
And even if it is it affecting you?
It's not going to affect you. Yeah. Speaking of things that don't affect me, the Irish got a hard old time on an SNL skit that people deemed offensive. I didn't understand the joke, to be honest.
I didn't even engage with it, but I just kind of thought it was funny that, you know, so many people defending comedy, and kind of recently like talking about someone like Tommy Tiernan and saying, if you're paying money to go to a Tommy Tiernan show, expect to be offended, which is bullshit, right? Total bullshit.
It is all bullshit. Yeah.
People are allowed. Point being that so many people saying, "Oh, it's just jokes," get a thicker skin. But then the second it's kind of directed our way, it's like we're outraged by this, and it's just there's bigger things going on,
Like who's going to replace Ryan Tuberty?
Like who's going to replace that rasher in a communion suit?
Yep.
Me, I should do it.
That long stretch of nothing.
Or this guy. This guy could do it.
Aiden could do it. Aiden, Jesus.
That was actually not Aiden. That was actually not
For
Aiden.
fuck's sake.
That
Here,
was a roll of toilet paper.
I thought he was in a
frowny face, sharpied onto it.
I thought he was in a foreign country right now. Not Cork.
I do believe, yeah.
Um,
he told me he was away, and then I saw this, and I thought, oh, that he meant Cork. But he's so sad.
He's sad. I think he's looking a bit worse for wear. If we wait till he finds out what's in store for him.
Until he finds out what's in store.
What I was going to say. Oh God, what was I going to say to you? Before Aiden interrupted, he fucking grinding into a halt.
Grinding shit to a halt.
Shit to a halt. What I was going to say though
about the SNL thing and
SNL
didn't understand this.
And but then I saw. And Ryan Tuberty, that's what we were saying. Ryan Tuberty, so he's quitting now. And then I saw Claire Byrne, Miriam Callahan, Brendan O'Connor, I think, and Tommy Tiernan were on a list of potential
replacements.
Replacements. And a website or an Instagram page of a guy I know, Chris. He does Dublin Social. It's like a food thing, And he posted, I think, like Ryan Tuberty is going to be replaced. Who would you want to see him replaced, And all the different comments. And somebody said, like, oh, brilliant news, like maybe replace him with a woman. And somebody replied to her going, why? And it's just like, well, maybe because it's about fucking time we just mix it up for these fucking, like, and like here, look, whatever, male or female, whatever person they replace, it's still gonna be an RTE pony boy, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but I like the comment. I was just like, yeah, fuck it, like why the fuck not? Like, it's the Late Late Show, who cares? But I probably at this stage would rather see a woman there than anybody remotely like Pat Kenny or Ryan Tuberty.
Yeah,
it
seems like they just kind of recycle. Like, who's up next? Did Ray Darcy? No, he had his shot too recently. Miriam then. No, Miriam had that thing. Okay, well, who else is there?
Claire Byrne.
Is it back to Brendan? Brendan did he did the weekend show and a weekday show. So was it his turn again?
Like I kind of, I can watch Brendan O'Carroll.
I don't think we even need it because they just can't draw, big enough guests anyway.
Crowds, yeah, they're not drawing guests anymore.
There's not enough going on in the country to warrant doing it every Friday. There just isn't. There isn't. It's a small country.
If they changed the format of it and it was a little bit more like
if it was kind of like it was back in the day, if you look at it back in the day, Mel Gibson was on it.
I know,
at the peak of his fucking fame. They used to be able to pull better guests, but now they're competing with Graham Norton and everything else. So
yeah.
And even if they do try to change it up, it won't get a chance, No, if they change it up, people immediately will just like, I hate this. This is awful, and they won't stick with it long enough to kind of make it work.
Okay, so could be the end of.
No, of course not. No, it's RT, so it'll just limp.
They'll just keep going. Keep it going. One of the longest running late talk shows, I think.
Mm-hmm. Definitely held that for a while anyway, yeah.
Bring back hologram Gay Burn.
Hollow Burn.
Hollow
Gay.
Gaygram.
Gaygram. There we go.
Gaygram. But yeah, like kind of like I Claire Byrne, I think, would probably be the best person for it. I watched that Miriam Callahan show a few times back in the day, and I could never watch it.
To be honest,
She said to the state pathologist, "You must love what you do," and it's just like, Miriam.
maybe he does.
I watched it. It was her. It's her. But
No, I mean,
can't think of her name at the moment.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah, state pathologist used to be a man, and then his successor is a woman. But yeah, she was on the show talking about stuff, and then like about the hours and how she's the only one in the country. And then Miriam's response is like, "You must love what you do," and it's just like, wow, phenomenal.
I just don't think I'm a big enough fan of talk shows to care about what happens.
Well, I think you're not a big enough fan of that talk show to care what happens, because I've only ever watched hours of Kev and Brian with you.
There's 2, and that'd be it. And
Conan O'Brien
even
and
then we watch
Oliver.
We watch clips.
Yeah, true.
We don't watch a full show.
We just really watch Timothy Oliphant bits.
Yeah.
Speaking of Timothy Oliphant,
he should host it. Can we get him?
oh, I would love it. You know what though? Let's not sour poor old Timothy.
Yeah.
He's better than that.
Although he'd elevate it, and it would just be another notch on his belt.
Yeah, he is great.
Are we talking about Justified?
No.
Okay.
He had a wee cameo in a show I watched recently.
Ah.
And it's a really, 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 really good show. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's called Daisy Jones and the Six.
Ah, that's not a film, it's a show.
It's a TV show.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a mockumentary type of drama about a band that formed in the 70s. And kind of, it's the first time in decades, or the 70s, yeah, I think it's the 70s. It's the first time in decades that they've kind of got together on camera and have talked about what happened, It was 2 brothers who were abandoned by their father at a young age, the Dunn brothers, and then they formed a band. And they were playing gigs and stuff, and then they kind of just started going up and up and up and up, and then they changed the name to the Six, and then the lead singer got on their first tour, kind of blew their shot because he got too involved with drugs and things, so he had to go to rehab and then stay away from that thing, and then their producer ended up teaming up with this Daisy Jones character, who is a phenomenal, she's like kind of a muse, she's just this phenomenal artist, writer, singer, everything. Like, she takes his stuff and makes it 10 times better. Like, she can analyze and be like, he's like, this song's about getting better, and she's like, no, this song's about how you fail, how you failed, and then she changes, like, it's not about that, and she's like, no, this is about that, this is what you're really singing about, sing about it then, but so they start recording music together, and they kind of like, they end up kind of like, blowing up, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's like a fake popular band thing, but it's I really enjoyed it, man, and it's original music as well. Cool. And it's very, very good. I really, really like it. Daisy Jones and the Six on Amazon. I really like it. But Timothy Oliphant has a very, very little role in it. It's very bizarre because I'm just watching it, and Emer's just like, oh, there's your man that you and Brian love. And it's just like, yeah, that is the man that me and Brian love.
There is the man that we love.
We do love him. We do love him though, Brian.
We do. I'm excited for when Justified comes back.
Is it coming back?
Yeah, they're doing a new season.
Oh, okay, I have to rewatch it then.
Mm-hmm. Oliphant's daughter is going to be in it. Possibly playing his daughter. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, cool, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that then. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to rewatch Oliphant. I'm going to rewatch Justified now. Because I'm not really watching anything.
It was within the last 4 years, I think. It's good.
Okay.
It's very good.
I'll always remember, and I can't think of her name, and it's a crying shame, but she's so fucking good and scary in it. Mo, I want to say Mo something, but it's not. Remember, she's kind of the villain in one of the seasons.
Yeah.
Cannot think of her name.
The character's name?
Mad. Yeah. The character name I think in the show was Mo or something, was it?
It was Bennett. She was like kind of Ma Bennett. Is her name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was it, Ma Bennett. Yeah.
Played by either Margot Martindale or Ann Dowd. I always get them mixed up.
Mags Bennett was played by Margot Martindale.
Margot Martindale.
Yeah, and Margot Martindale is fucking. I don't think everything. To be honest, most of the things she's in, I think, are class.
Yep, she's great.
Yeah, she is brilliant, but she's scary as fuck. Did you think she was?
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Yeah, I know when she's saying the story about like she's talking about like her mother or something, how she coveted her sister's things or stuff, and I coveted that. But it's just the way she talks is so fucking scary and that stuff, man. It is.
She's
wild.
fantastic.
Yeah, she was great. Good. So you've rewatched it the last 5 years or so. It's a good show.
Yeah. It really holds up.
Yeah. Okay. Because I stuck. Don't get me wrong. I stuck with it for ages. But back then, when things weren't coming out as fast and I didn't have as access to these things, you know, I fell off a lot of shows.
Yep. I started watching The Americans. And
You watched that before, though.
I did, and I really liked the pilot, and I stuck with the first season for a bit, but I can't get into it. I'm not watching it close enough to kind of like put my finger on what it is. But like the cast is great, you know. There's great, you know, Margot Martindale's in it. It's kind of telling actually because she's got a much bigger role in the first season, and then she only pops up here and there in the later seasons because she's obviously busy. Yeah, and I wonder is that part of what I'm kind of feeling because like out of nowhere they've got a different handler and it's Frank Langella, and he's in it a lot more then, and it's just starting to feel a bit samey. You know, they kind of get a mission, they have to co-opt someone, they've got to like cozy up to somebody. You know, with their great disguises and wigs and stuff.
Yeah,
and then
the groom people.
Yeah, and it feels kind of samey, you know. But
Fair. How many seasons did that run for?
I think I'm on season 5, and it went for at least 6, possibly more. I think it may. Let's check. I think it went for 6. Could be more. Could be 8, but definitely not more than 8. Maybe only 6.
Jesus, the Americans. Yeah, I always get that confused with another TV show. The Americans is the post-war or the Cold War one, is it?
Yep.
Where they're both kind of oh Jesus,
6 seasons.
What is?
So I'm on the last season. But there's a lot of people involved.
Sorry, Brian.
Yep.
What's the name for what's the Russian equivalent of the FBI? The
KGB.
KGB. That's it. Yeah. Sorry, they're KGB agents in that show, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
No, there's just a lot of people. Well, by a lot of people, there's at least one person who worked on Justified that worked on like behind the scenes, like in producing and stuff. That worked on The Americans, and I don't know. I just can't get into it.
Interesting. Speaking of things you can't get into, septic tanks.
Things I don't want to get into.
Don't want to get into. Did you watch The Last of Us?
I haven't. No, just the pilot so far.
Oh, okay. It's all out now.
It's all out. I'll check it out. You watch all of it?
Check it out?
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched all of it.
Thoughts?
I liked it, man. Shout out to Ben. Ben thinks the last episode felt rushed, but I liked it. Like, I was never comfortable with the ending of the game to a degree. When I was talking, was it Ben I was talking to about that? Talk about something like that. But I don't want to say because it'd be a massive spoiler for the TV show, and it's too new to be going ahead and spoiling it. But I was never massively comfortable with the ending of the game, but I also understood the ending. You know, it takes a more of an...
should be kind of uncomfortable, I think, if we're talking about what I think we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But the TV show, man, it's really good. I really liked it. I think Emer really didn't like Ellie for the longest part, but she grew on her more. I didn't really like the character initially. I liked her in the video game, but I just didn't like her initially. But like every episode, she just got more and more endearing, and you know, I really liked her in the end. I really liked her. Like she's more of a character in my mind than Joe was.
Right.
You know, Joe's great, don't get me wrong, but like Ellie was the star. Ellie was great in it. I really liked it. I really liked her, you know. But the TV show is good. It's good. It's 8 episodes. It's great.
I will check it out. I just kind of hate waiting for stuff week to week.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Have you watched any of The Mandalorian?
Just caught up with it yesterday, yeah.
Okay, I've not watched any of it. Need to catch up on it.
The latest episode is interesting.
Okay.
Kind of difficult to talk about without spoiling stuff for you, but I understand the implications of what they've done in the episode.
Yes.
But I question whether the Mandalorian's the place for it.
Interesting.
It depends on where they go with it.
Okay.
But they've introduced a lot more gray into it. And like all stories have gray areas. Most stories are better for having that kind of grayness. But I think there's a risk that instead of, kind of making it gray, that they've just kind of muddied
the waters.
Things, yeah. And because, you've got Andor, and then we've got, you can kind of divide it up into, your films, which are a bit more kind of science fantasy. We've got Andor, which is the kind of more grounded show. And then we've got The Mandalorian, which is kind of more of the kind of pulpy Western kind of vibes and stuff like that. But The Mandalorian has kind of more in common with the films in terms of like, it's very broad. It's kind of clear who the good guys and the bad guys are. And that's the appeal of it. That's kind of the point. And they've done something in this episode that, makes for good storytelling. But depending on what they do next with it, I kind of question. But I can't say too much now without spoiling.
Yeah, fair. Oh, yeah, because I will watch it. Yeah, fair. Then that's fair. I've not really watched anything else this week. Emer and I are watching a season of Below Deck because it's easy stuff to put on in the background that when you're packing and stuff,
Sure.
But watching people in work being stressed sometimes is stressful.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it,
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm watching anything else at all, to be honest. I watched another movie. You're also a fan of a good Loop movie. I watched another Loop movie. Like Groundhog Day, Palm Springs, that kind of thing. There's one on Amazon called The Map to the Perfect Everything or something, or The Perfect Map to Everything. Have you heard about it?
No, don't think so.
So the only kind of famous person I recognize or know in the movie is Catherine Newton.
Right.
Catherine Newton plays, basically, it's your Groundhog Day. A guy wakes up, he experiences the same thing over and over again. He's obviously trying to get a particular girl to follow. Like, he's trying to hook up with a particular girl. He's just like every day trying again and again. He's getting, that whole, but exactly. But the whole thing where it's like they're always getting a little bit closer because the first time it goes wrong, so the second time they can do it again, or he died, and so this and that, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think he dies. But anyways, but then one day when he's going to do something that he's just so used to doing at this stage, mundane, stopping the ball from hitting the girl and knocking her into the pool, another girl walks past, like in the way, and he's just like, what the fuck? Like, that's never happened before, that kind of way. So then he meets this person and what's going on with them. And it's a nice take. It's a good take on the continual loop thing, so if anybody likes those Groundhog Day movies, I recommend it. It's not a bad take on it. And then I watched a movie with Tony Colletti. Of the movie? Mm-hmm. With Tony Colletti. Or Tony Collette. Sorry, I always say Colletti. It's not right. Tony Collette.
No, the Loop one.
Oh, the Loop one. Yeah, A Perfect Map to Everything or something. Hang on. I'll tell you exactly what it is. You feel like it's important. It is important, right?
A little bit. Well, it'd be difficult to search for that. Perfect map of everything perfect.
The map of tiny perfect things.
Tiny perfect things. I have heard of.
Yes. 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.5 on Amazon UK, and 6.8 on IMDb. Who do you go off of more, IMDb
None.
or Rotten Tomatoes?
None.
No, you don't see anyone as a particular marker.
No, I think you can. I think you can tell a lot. I can tell a lot for sure.
From like what? A trailer?
From a trailer, from
the cast, the production quality,
artwork on the thumbnail.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I totally get that. I totally get that for sure.
Kind of get a sense. And if the concept kind of sounds interesting, you can tell within the first 10 minutes.
Good concept, shit movie.
Yeah, you can tell whether it's in good hands or not.
But it's like, when you're younger, you'd be flicking through channels and you'd see a movie or something would be on TV and it would be movie starting, and it's just like, the cameras, the lighting. Okay, that's cheap. Moving on.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. Before you had any of these things, yeah.
And there's some stuff you kind of go, okay, it's cheap, but I'm sticking with it for a moment because,
Yeah, there's loads of stuff I watch that are shite, but I enjoyed them. I don't necessarily go off of I don't necessarily go off of IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes. I think I prefer IMDb. I used to prefer IMDb, but now I think it's just like they're too much. I think they're too harsh or too liberal.
I'll check a review for, like, for example, I'll check a review for something like John Wick 4. Right?
Well, you like the AV Club. You've always liked them.
I haven't read it, to be honest. I did, and I haven't read it in so long.
Yeah, but you go through phases, don't you? Just like
and like the
particular websites.
I don't know who owns them now, but you know, the way the website function changed quite a bit because they were acquired by, I don't know, was it GQ or I can't remember.
Those, yeah.
But like I won't even read a full review for John Wick 4. It's like, I think the first one is a great action film.
I've not seen any since.
It's a great action film, but after the halfway point, it like steep decline, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's a great film, but it's a great action film, and I would tell people check it out for the up to the nightclub scene at least, and then after that, you know, you're probably invested in anyway at that point. You just kind of want to see what happens, but it does a kind of steep decline. Second one I thought was pretty shit. Third one was better, but I was kind of bored. So I kind of know what I'm getting with John Wick at this stage.
Yeah. Which is fine sometimes.
Yeah. And I you know, I don't even know if I'll go see it because I think it's gotten to the point now, particularly with the third one, that like the set pieces are kind of very elaborate, but they're kind of executed well, but there's no rhythm to the scenes, and they just don't do it for me, basically. But fair. I checked out the kind of quick review on Empire for that, and they gave it 3 out of 5, and that tells me everything I need to know. I might go see it if I'm bored, but it's not a kind of priority. So I'll check out something like that when it's a sequel.
Yeah.
But if it's a film where I'm just kind of interested in the concept, you know, if it's something kind of new, I'll just go see that. Kind of, I don't go by any scores or anything. I'm either interested enough in the concept or, you know, the writer, the director, or somebody in it. I'll check that out because. But.
Yeah, fair. No, here, look, there's often movies I just check out because I like an actor in it, you know. Like, to be honest, that one I watched with Tony Collette, I only watched because Tony Collette was in it. What was that one? That is a movie starring Tony Collette and Anna Faris, and it was on Amazon Prime, and it is a movie about 2 sisters that I am rambling because I'm trying to find the name. The Estate. I think it was on Amazon Prime or Now TV. I liked it. You know, I think, to be honest, let's just see what score it gets. Yeah, abysmal. It has terrible score. It's not a great movie by any means, but it's funny, man. Like, there was actually, to be honest, there was times where I was in hysterics laughing. I thought some of it was really funny. I think Toni Collette's great. She's probably one of my top actors. You know, I think she's brilliant. But yeah, 2 sisters with a failing business. One's a little bit crazy, like more like kind of like, you know, whimsical and Anna Faris, and then Toni Collette is more, you know, Toni Collette. And then there's like basically one, they're great, or an aunt of theirs is dying and she's filthy rich, so no one likes her apparently, or the aunt and their mother never got on, you know. But in an attempt to kind of save their business and get a portion of her will, they try to kind of cozy up to the aunt in her last moments of her life, you know. But their other cousins have the same idea. David Duchovny's in it as well. He is disgusting in it, but he's very, very funny. But yes, that was actually really good, and it's a piss poor. It's a 1 out of 5 there or something. But I liked it, you know. Yeah. But that's the thing, man. I don't really kind of subscribe to reviews as such, you know. I will like kind of, you know, if I could be torn between 2 movies, I could look and be like, oh, one's got a 4 out of 10 and then one's got a 6 out of 10. I'd be a bit inclined to look at the one I got 6 out of 10. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to watch the one I got 4 out of 10 ever, you know? Yeah. Because I do watch a lot of crap. Emer doesn't understand it. Emer will walk in and be like, "How do you watch these things?" And it's just like, I don't know. I thought the story sounded cool, and it could be like really bad.
Yeah. It's kind of like my dad. Kind of walk in and him watching stuff. And I'm just like, what is he watching? How is he watching this?
Yeah,
Why is he? Because there's so many good films that he'll turn on and turn off. You know, he'll decide he's not interested, but then he'll pick the absolute shite and he'll stick with it. That's the thing I don't get. It's like, what? Like this? You stuck with this? You turned?
Yeah, I do
off,
the same.
You know, you turned off something great, and you stuck with this. It's funny.
Yeah. No, I do the same, to be honest. And then sometimes Emer, and then my YouTube, you know, I watch really like random things on YouTube, and then Emer will come in and be like, you know, again, why are you watching that? She said, I don't know how you sit there and watch that. It's just like, you know, what was I watching the other day? Well, to be honest, I put on a video the other day, and it was like JoJo Bizarre Adventure Explained or something, you know, because I've done quite a few tattoos on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Right. And
it's nuts.
It's nuts, dude. And I started watching it. I was like, well, that kind of sounds cool. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to turn this off, because the last thing I need to do is start getting into anime.
Yeah. The quality of the newer series is quite poor anyway, so you're better off.
Is it this? Oh, my here, look, man. Look.
There's some great stuff in the earlier kind of original animated videos and stuff, but the latest season, I think Netflix have the distribution rights for it.
Yeah,
so they've got like 2 seasons of stuff. Man, the quality is it's like an animated comic. It's horrible.
That's the same people that did the One Punch Man season 2, is it?
I'm not sure. It could be. It could be.
One of the guys that work at Maro de la Fuente. Anybody listening who's into anime tattoos, check out Maro's stuff. Maro's stuff is class. He did a beautiful JoJo tattoo during the week. Now it could have been anything, you know, because I don't know the character or anything that, like, you know, but it was JoJo and it was class. But yeah, that does happen to me sometimes where I'm watching stuff and I just have to be really careful. I don't
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Yeah, man, that's the biggest truth I've ever seen in anything. You know what I mean? Like, because that happens to me. You know, it's just like it's why I have like
embrace
6 harmonicas.
Yeah, but go for it. Indulge.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to get into fucking JoJo. Not at all. I have enough shite in my life
Fair enough.
I waste money on. It's that whole thing, man. You know, I can't do it all. I have to put like a block or filters on my life in some way or another. You know what I mean? Like,
you don't. Just be the most.
No. Just I know myself.
Be the most.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I can't.
I know.
Yeah, because I'll end up with something stupid in my house. Basically.
And that's what your house is for.
No, stop. Yeah, so I won't. You know, as much as I like animes and all that kind of stuff, I keep it pretty chill. Also, anime is kind of a tendency to go on too long, so that's also a thing that kind of.
But I mean, not to be a fucking hipster about it. The most popular stuff I have no interest in. Like, I have no interest in Naruto, no interest in One Piece. My Hero Academia, you know, like there's nice stuff in them. I think I always bring up. Do you know this really kind of famous moment from Naruto? Do you know what I'm talking about? If I was to say a famous moment from Naruto.
No, but you're more than welcome to spoil anything on me, because I don't have.
There's a great moment. I couldn't even tell you, like, you know, whether it's two characters fighting. I don't know. One of them seems to be the villain, but I don't know if it's kind of like the kind of a antagonist of the kind of friend group, or if it's like the main villain for that season or whatever. But one of the students is fighting him, and he just can't beat him. He can't get near the guy. The guy can kind of control sand, kind of make barriers and shields. So every time the guy's about to launch an attack.
Oh yeah, this is Naruto or Avatar?
Naruto.
Okay.
Avatar's great. I love Avatar.
I know you love Avatar. That's why it wasn't on the list. But I thought maybe you showed me this. You see,
I probably did show you. Yeah. So, you know, And the guy fighting him, he's just this average student, and all the other kind of ninja students are watching, saying, you know, he's the basic one. He's got no special powers. You know, what's he called?
He's out of his league, man. What's he doing?
basically.
That guy's nuts. That kind of
And,
stuff.
yeah, and then
Good anime
just
background
great
chatter.
anime stuff. And then his trainer's like, I've prepared him for this exact. So he's got these. I could never tell what they were. They look like leg warmers, but they're actually these leg weights. And like they go from his ankle to like they're the length of his shin. You know?
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, and he takes them off, and they're like, everybody's like, okay, he's taking off his leg weights, big deal. But then when they hit the ground, like a fucking like a bomb, you know, and just this massive explosion. So that this guy with no special abilities has been walking around with like tons, effectively, on his legs,
explosives
so he
on
can
his legs.
suddenly move lightning speed, and it's just this great anime moment where it's
okay, I get you. That's
you
cool.
can hear it in your head, you know,
Yeah,
where they're like,
okay,
oh
cool.
my god.
Yeah, I know, totally. Yeah.
But I have no interest in Naruto beyond that. I've seen a couple of clips of fight scenes and stuff that are really
fair.
nicely choreographed, but most of the most popular anime today goes on too long.
Yes, that's one of my issues with it. That's why I like Ninja Scrolls back in the day.
I don't
but that
even
was a
mind
movie.
it going on too long. It's just I'm not particularly interested in any of them anyway, you know.
Well, yeah, but like whatever about going on too long, and if they have fans, that's great and stuff. But it's just too much. Like it's just too much for me. That's my personal taste. I know people that sit down and watch all of, whatever animes, and that's great, you know. But quite often, any of the ones that I've kind of been super recommended, I started watching. Everybody tells me like, oh, that went. And I stopped watching it. Everybody says like, oh, that went to shit. Like Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, all this kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like anime for sure. I like aspects of it, but I don't watch a lot of it, you know. I don't. Yeah, I suppose that kind of, like I said, can't consume it all, even if I wanted to. Any plans now? Oh, well, what's your plan for the week, Brian?
No plan.
Fair. You know Paddys Day. You know that Paddys Day plans. Yeah, I have no plans other than move. Actually, I potentially could be spending my first night in my new home tonight.
Amazing.
But for the listeners, by the time the listeners hear this, it will be maybe my fourth night in the house.
Very nice.
The
Very
magic
exciting.
It's exciting. It's a lot of work.
It is.
But it's exciting. It is exciting. It is. I can't wait to get the house sorted. But it's gonna be a long work in progress. But that's it. What else is there? I hope people, when they're listening to this, had a awesome and safe St. Patrick's Day. Be careful, because St. Patrick's Day is good and fun, but it just gets fucking messy real fast, and it gets rowdy. You know, you've got to look after yourselves, lads out there. Yous do. Town does be mental. I'm not going near town today.
No,
not a chance of it. Paddy's Day in Cork, fun, not fun?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, fair.
I lost interest in the parade back in primary school. You know, I'd get excited every couple of years, like, oh, the parade. And then I go to the parade, and the parade's shit. So I lost interest in that a long time ago. Couldn't tell you.
I remember going to the parade in Athlone once, and Tesco had just come to Athlone, and they had I could be completely wrong, but a fair old memory of it, to be honest. They had a van that was covered in Tesco plastic bags, and a fella kind of falling around the top of the van as it drove around in a Spider-Man costume.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's Paddy's Day, huh?
That's Paddy's Day. That is Paddy's Day. Paddy's Day. Why do they call it Patty as well? Like, nobody calls Patrick's. Nobody calls Patrick's
Americans
Patty. Patty.
Americans
Did they even call him Patty? It's not even easy to say. Patty.
I mean, some people over here are called Patsy.
Patsy's all right though.
Like Patty's fine as well, but
Burger Patty.
It's not Saint Patty's Day though. That's the thing.
No,
that's
it's
where I'm drawing the line.
It's St. Patrick's
It's
Day.
Patrick or Paddy, not Patty.
St. Patrick is Ireland's is a patron saint of Ireland.
He's bullshit, is what he is.
He's
got rid of the snakes. We know what that means. He got rid of the fun stuff.
He got rid of
cool pagan witchcraft.
He got rid of the pagan
fun
stuff, Brian.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
it has. Snakes.
I think in 2023 we need to reevaluate who our patron saint is.
Yes.
I think he should be of the land, from the land.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should
One
embrace our
of us.
pagan.
One of us.
Yes, one of us. One of us. He should embrace our pagan culture.
These damn foreigners. No,
Yeah,
it should
yeah.
embrace our actual heritage.
He's Welsh. Is he British?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. He's not even real, to be honest. There was no snake.
Some people.
No, he probably-
I've heard some theories saying that he was potentially a Berber, so maybe Moroccan, North African,
okay.
potentially. It's
Interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
I've been watching lots of videos this week, and I've just realised now it's because it's St. Patrick's Day. I've got lots of videos come up in my feed. It's all about Irish and Irish history, you know,
Right.
and fascinating stuff. All pretty sad.
Yeah. Catholicism's not our heritage. You
No,
know?
it's not.
It's not.
No,
Forced
I'm
upon
here,
us.
man. I'm bringing paganism back.
Absolutely.
Let's fist pump.
Camera fist bump. Boom.
Yeah, let's be pagans, Brian.
Let's be pagans.
Let's be pagans.
Good
I'm
stuff.
gonna
It's
be
that good
pagan.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just pick out the stuff that suits us.
Yeah, let's cherry pick
Yeah,
the stuff we like the sound of.
yeah, the
And
most,
ditch the rest.
and this the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, you know, stuff
That's
that
never
makes
been a
it-
problem.
That's never been a problem.
Never.
You know, I can see that working out. Yeah,
I'm excited. I can't wait.
yeah. But no, you know what? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? If there was an alternative timeline where we could see what Ireland looked like as a pagan country.
Mm-hmm.
But right, that draws this episode of the Pagan Stream to an end.
Pagan stream.
The Pagan Stream,
Pagan boys.
the Pagan Boys,
Peg boys.
Peg Boys,
Peg boys.
Peg Boys, Big Kev and the Peg Boys,
Peg boy party.
the Peg Boys party.
Peg boy party
Uh,
boys.
It's 2023. It's the year of pagan.
You're a pagan.
Yeah,
I've heard that. I heard that somewhere.
yeah.
I listened to the last 2 episodes last night. Well done. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
It was good episodes. Good listening.
Oh, thanks. Wait, were you not in the? Well, you weren't there for Ben.
Wasn't there for
Or were
Ben,
you not-
unfortunately, and the one before. So basically, I was in the hospital. We
Oh,
did one
yes.
on Sunday and one on Tuesday, I think. Was
Yes.
it?
Yeah. I remember now. Yeah. Oh, you listened to them. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, really good.
Okay,
stuff.
good. Well, let's not pat ourselves on the back because
I'm patting you on the back.
where you just talk about how great you were in the previous
Talking
episodes.
about how great my friends are.
Ben's lovely.
Ben's great. Yeah.
Have you met Ben?
No, I don't think I have.
No, Ben's a lovely gentleman. Yeah, really, really nice guy.
He was saying a lot of the stuff I was saying as I was listening along about like the first Turtles film, like the cinematography of New York. Fantastic. Like I love how it looks in that. I love the Golden Harvest connection because I was a big Hong Kong cinema fan. I love that first film. I've seen it recently as well.
Yep.
And I've watched it quite a bit. It's great. I'm a big fan of it.
I didn't get to finish watching it, so I need to finish watching it. However, my comics of Godfell, Ben's books, arrived this week.
Nice.
Fucking like nearly a month later, man. A month later. My God.
Cork's,
what the fuck?
I think Cork had 2 comic book shops and one of them just closed down this week.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. I think,
R.I.P. to those guys.
Yeah, it was Other Realms. I think they were around 21 years.
Oh, that's so sad.
Now, and they're kind of in the latter incarnation, it was barely there. It was kind of a Games Workshop. Like they did really good stuff for the Games Workshop. They had loads of. I couldn't tell you what stuff they had, but they had a really good section dedicated. They did more Games Workshop stuff than they had comics. So it seems like it had been.
I know the type
of
shop you're talking about. Yeah,
but they used to be in a different location on a street nearby, and I remember going in there when I was 17. I was just like, "Fucking finally, Cork has," and particularly they had a good manga section as well.
Yeah.
So I was
that's
happy.
sad.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to see. I don't know. I gotta go in town. Kinda gotta bring Marla with me, but I don't think I can bring her into the one remaining shop. And they probably won't be open today as well.
Don't go into town today, buddy. Yeah, stay out.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to the comic book shop this week, which breaks my heart. But I was like, oh, I was like, oh, could I go in today? But it's just like, sure, they won't be open. I'll go in on Monday.
Won't be open.
Yeah. But what was something we were saying there that I thought was good? I don't know. Probably must have been a lie.
Ben's comic.
Must have been. Oh yeah, Ben's comic. Yes. So yeah, finally got Ben's. So I'm going to. Maybe I'll do. Maybe I'll do some fan art.
Nice.
Maybe I'll do some fan art for the episode. But yes, it was a fun episode. Ben's a great guy, and hopefully we have him on again.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I think it'd be a good idea to actually, when the 6 issues are done, when he's got free time to kind of talk about it.
Yeah, when they're out.
When we finally read it.
I know. Yeah,
I couldn't believe the two of you.
Man, talk about
that was funny.
unprofessional.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't
terrible.
mind. I had like literally the most roller coaster fucking day.
Yeah,
a couple of days in work and stuff, and I'm up to my eyes. I'm trying to move, and I bought the bloody comic I bought the comic in person because I couldn't. I bought it online because I couldn't get it in person, and then I bought a digital copy of it for Aiden and sent it to him.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Look, whatever about you, you made the effort. Aiden.
Unprofessional.
Unprofessional.
Yeah. He's not even here. He's not even here today.
No, sorry. No, that's Toilet Roll. It's not Aiden.
Toilet Roll. Toilet Roll's there.
Toilet Roll's probably read it.
Toilet Roll has read it, and that's not a
2-ply up.
2 plies, which is the biggest recommendation.
Same as 2 thumbs up. Yeah.
Yes.
2 thumbs up your butt.
And I'm ending on that one.